Okay, audio check 1, 2. Sounds like I heard that. Sounds pretty normal, so. And the mic should just be open now. There, and I muted off air, and I think we're on the air. We're going, right? Streaming, let's see, 5 megabits a second. Everything's green. 0 dropped frames. All right, 60 frames a second. 100, we're high definition tonight. And I want to talk to you guys about that, but let me go get in the game over here. I thought about going up to like 6 megabytes a second because I could as a test for science, you know. But then I thought about my past and when I had poor bandwidth, and I have friends that stream and I couldn't watch their HD streams. Like, so I could only do like 720. So if there's any of you out there like that, so that's why I decided not to turn up the bandwidth to make sure that I don't, you know, make it so somebody can't watch who wants to. So, welcome to Wednesday night. This is my regular attempt to make content for this channel, right? You got to get out there and work and do stuff, so here I am, and I've had a full day. Golly gee whiz. What time is it? How do you tell what time it is in the game? I forget. I got to remember all this stuff. Like, you go to the map? No. It's here. In the settings, maybe, I think will tell us that we're on day 19. It's 9 o'clock, 9:40 at night, and most of my stuff is done. We got, like, you know, 3 things to do in the game. We got to do some passenger service here, right, which is kind of mandatory because we get these reviews, and you want your passenger service here to get a nice review. And then we've got freight. We have customers at all these locations all over the map. We are open to Alarka Junction tonight. I have purchased the Alarka Junction signals, so we're going to fill that out tonight. I have not done much other expansion here in the milestones because there's so much going on in the map. I'll show you guys the map. Between Whittier and Bryson, these two, I've been, you know, doing, actually no, we opened it up to Alarka Junction here. I've been doing this a lot. And it's so much, I can't get it all done in a day, right? See, it's 9 o'clock at night, and I just finished the freight. And I think I got the first passenger, or the second passenger service done for the day. And, what else what's the third thing? The lumber. Keep that going. So we could open up. I'm getting ready to open up down here to Silva, right? That would be this purchase here. $10,000. Oh, but I get like 25% off. That's good. Or the exact on the other side is Alarka. Open up Alarka branch over here, and I believe this is a copper mine. And I just got the coal mine going, and it's really going well. But I'm expecting to like haul like a lot of coal and ore and stuff up and down the main line. Like, it has to go from the coal here to the interchange here, and I understand the interchange changes down here once you purchase Silva. So that would it'd be even harder. I'm not even sure I can do this. The logging mill is going tier 5 at midnight. I'm currently using 21 cars a day, and I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if my current situation can keep up, so that could be a thing to go wrong. A lot of the Whittier customers are going tier 5 here at the oil, at the stencil, and the sawmill goes tier 5 tomorrow. Then the farm in Ella, I believe, is tier 4. In Branson, we've got hardwoods going to tier 3, and the coal and the lumber going to tier 3. Standard oil is going to tier 3, and we've got the coal customer at tier 1. So that all is going to click over tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be my first big day of tier 5 stuff. Tier 5, right? I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, I guess I saw it in the sandbox, but I don't think tier 6 is a thing. So I don't really know what I'm doing a lot of times when this stuff unlocks. It just happens, and I'm part of the fun of this stream. I think is going to be like me trying to cope with whatever happens. I figured, yeah. So those are the two. What is it? The two options we had, and then the other milestones were so Silva and Alarka branch. The diesel I'm not worrying about, and then the bridge to Fontana, right? So that's another, in addition to going to Alarka here, we could come to Brooks here, and I think this is like the Fontana Bridge, even though it doesn't say anything about Fontana there. And that would open us up to Nantahala. You guys can help me work on that pronunciation. That depot and Topton right there. And Rodo? I know. And Andrew. Really? It opens it up, the whole thing? No way. No, there's a break right there, too. I'll have to watch some videos and see how to pronounce that. Okay, so that's the plan. So I'm just chilling. Right, the idea is to chill stream. I'm trying to, like, just get on, like, I'm trying to do a Sunday, Wednesday thing from, like, 3 to 9 here. So that's why I'm just getting on the air here at 3 o'clock. I'm on the West Coast Pacific time. Thinking about you guys on the East Coast. Like, anyway, we'll see what happens. So what are we doing tonight? We are feeding the log mill. I mean, the passenger service done. Is anybody here? 4 people. Oh, my God. Who's here? Cameo. Welcome, Cameo. What do you want to do? You want to see the passenger service, Cameo? I can do that. See, I can screw around, and I'm doing lumber. You want to go down and see the lumber mill? Feeding it all night. All night long. And I'm doing the passenger service while I'm feeding the lumber mill, and the freight's done for the day. So that's where we're at. Bendacat? It is. That's Bendacat. First time chatter. Welcome, Bendacat. Hope you guys are in a good mood. What do you want to... Okay, so what do you want... We're going to do tomorrow. That's the big day. So have you seen the passenger service? It's the 10-wheeler. I think it's going... I got the Atlantis on the map here somewhere. I'll show you. I got the Atlanta, and I have 6 engines. So cars, I got another one. I got 4. So I'm dragging 4 60s. So what's that? 240 passengers plus. And I'm going to go through the observation bay just to show it off, right? Because I like artists. I celebrate artists and their hard work. Oh, the dog just jumped. And that's going to happen. Yeah, I have a dog, and he's going to want attention every now and then. He's kind of jealous, like, of my computer. Okay, open the door. Oh, that's sad. Why doesn't it open? So, you know about me multitasking and stuff, right, that I get distracted. Open. See, it said open, and it's saying close, but nothing's happening. So I know I can go up in here, and I want my little lantern for light. Oh, I don't have it. So to get the light, like, this is the main camera. We'll leave it out here. Where's my little dude? Oh, he's right here. Oh, cool. You're for the game. Yeah. If I were to tell somebody this is something you... I mean, how experienced are you a gamer? I'm like semi-pro. I'm looking for the best game. I do a lot of early access, like Valheim and stuff. This is an early access game, so right, there's gonna be bugs. I play Star Citizen. I have hurt myself to become a better gamer. I have bled for these communities. So I like this one. I think I can't stop playing. I can't stop playing, but and I make content about other games. But yeah, what can we tell him? Cameo, right? Cameo plays, I think. It's like what it's like. Do you like trains, first of all? All right, and then how much do you like to play trains? It's like, if you really want realistic, I don't think there are other better train sims that will give you the ultra realistic modern freight of today. This is a little playback, and is this historic? Because these engines, right, we're in the age of steam, right? We're not even in diesel, so we're back 100 years, and we're doing 35 miles an hour. I just love it. So, and I have the other train sims. I have like 6 of them. So, and it's $29.99. How could you possibly go wrong? When Starfield was, $70? And the standard price is $50? So, early access. So, for $29, I get to celebrate the developers again. I'm going to go ahead and stick my neck out on a limb and say I think the developers are artists too. Like, and this code is beautiful. Like, that could be a thing. This is all ones and zeros, right? I'm a computer science major. So they've been working hard on this, and I like to just show it off. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, let's talk yard stock. Is that what we call it? Running stock? I'm not in the sandbox, so I can't show you all of them, but there's a lot. And again, compared to the other Sims, for $29.99, the amount of rolling stock you get is just perfect. They've done a lot of things right in this game. Like, it looks to me, as an experienced gamer, like somebody knows what they're doing. When I pause like that, I'm like leaning over to read chat. Yeah. Oh, E-Boss. Hi. Welcome back, guys. It's good to see you. Did you like this Wednesday night thing? So, yeah, I just got on the air on Wednesday for you. I thought if we all knew what time I was doing this, it would probably go better. So, discuss, all right? And everybody's got an opinion. And, rich people don't care if they spend $29. But if you don't have any food and shelter, then it's a big deal. And computers, right? We can talk about gaming PCs. If you have a gaming PC and you're a gamer, you can probably do it. But I did it. I took the plunge. I'm in it, and I'm liking it. So what we're going to do, here's passenger service. I was going to show you the lumberyard. So the map, right? Did you see this? And again, this would be like the first map. Like I've learned in the other early access games, more maps can come to follow. Like this is East Coast. This is like a real location in North Carolina. So I like the West a little bit, and it's just because it's opener and there's more room and high speed, straight long runs and stuff like that. But it's cool. I like it on this, but I'm just saying it could change. And did you see how big the map is? It's like I hadn't even unlocked Silva down here. And all the gameplay you're going to see tonight is here in the middle of the map. You're going to start, if you get the game between, like here in Whittier. And I think you can get to, no, you can't even get to Bryson, right? It's here to Ella. And there's a bridge here that's out that you got to repair. So good luck with that. So I repaired it, and then I repaired another bridge here in Bryson. And then we've got to put in. So do you see how they? It's this. A lot of these games have the scenario that there's been a hurricane, right? And we're coming in after a disaster. Do you guys see? I see the VSync. Do you know what VSync is? The diagonal line like across my screen on my gaming, but I don't see it thankfully on the stream. Good, yay. So it's after a hurricane. So these outages are a result of a storm. So you're hauling supplies to rebuild. And we're kind of here in Silva. I'm not sure about this, but I'm thinking this is east, right? And it's the Atlantic Ocean. So this is, if you watch when we get out there and see the ridges and the mountains, they come down like you're more on the coast. And then we head west into the Appalachian Mountains. And the further we get back in here, it looks like it's getting rougher. And we're climbing. Oh, dudes, I found the grade. If you watched other YouTube videos, and I left Bryson naively not having any clue what was on the other side. And I hope, there's going to be spoilers tonight for you guys. Like, you're going to see that we got some bigger engines and we're cutting our trains. And don't do 1,000 tons west of Bryson. I did it, though. I did it. I had to send extra engines. Would have made good content, right? So there's a lot of gameplay going on between when I stream and not. And these streams are just to kind of do it for science, for fun. And do updates. So things have happened since the last time you watched. I didn't stop playing. And I do change games a lot, so I don't know how long I'll do this. So I was going to show him that this main panel here has locations, and I can pick a location, bink, like the sawmill, and fast travel to it, and see how this is my logging train. It is a Pacific, my number 3, and I don't have a light on the camera, so it is night. All I have to do is what we have to do is just go to tomorrow, and we'll have light. So you'll see all these engines. But I was going to show him the new bros, the trains and stuff. So we're going to repeat stuff if that's cool. God, look at chat. I got to go read that. Yeah, D-Rail Valley, another. Like, these are must-haves. Like, if you get one, the other. And right, we also have Railroads Online, where the big difference is you lay your track. What is the big thing with D-Rail Valley? The realism. It's a handmade map. Is it narrow gauge? No, Railroad Online is narrow gauge, so that does make a difference whether you're narrow and standard. Oh, and if you love steam trains, right? So I've gone and watched all the videos about how all this stuff works, and it's really cool. But I'm trying to think. D-Rail Valley has the remote control train, and lots of nice switching, and the cars are really good, and the crashing and stuff. Yeah, and Sandbox. That's the other thing we play. So there's different modes you can play a game in. I don't know how much gaming you've done, but there's Sandbox mode where they just unlock everything, and it's all free, and you get to do anything you want. And then there's like career mode where we're in, where there's like a scenario, and you start repairing everything and building and expanding our, what do you call it, a railroad empire. But this one, the difference is so that's how I was going to explain to you earlier. Like, it's like having a train set on your pool table or something, or your dining table, or where, you know, the HO gauge that people play with at home, and you play with your tracks and your switches. What else? It is a railroad empire game to where you can send the engines off with AI drivers running your empire. I haven't really got there yet, but somebody said that, and I'm like, yeah, I see that. But the neat thing is where's my little dude? Like, he's here. Oh, and I wanted to show you the different car. Like, we'll go in the first car, and you get to see it. Look at the art. This is where I celebrate the artists. Look at the detail. Look at the wood grain on these cars and stuff. And it's like, dude, this doesn't just happen. This came out of somebody's brains, and it had to turn into ones and zeros to become something that we all see. And I know it's getting easier for you guys, you artists, to make this stuff, but I'm like, wow. And you know what? If I'm not mistaken, you can, like, pull into a seat here, and if I back up, I think I can sit down. I could be wrong, but you got to do it just right. So I come back, I leave the doors open, and you can run through the car, and even as you go, like, step off of this car to this car, they're all dicey, and you, like, kind of go, whoa, as you go through the doors. But look at this. This is the observation car. It's $7,000. So it is an investment, but that's why I added car. I've got 4 regular passenger cars, so this adds 20% to the fare of any fares you get that you pull with it. Yeah, like in other games, like the Railroad Online, we have to fire the engines, and they burn wood and coal and stuff. So this one, they give you an engineer who's AI, they give you a fireman, and I think we're the brakeman. So we are the brakeman. No, wait a minute, did I turn around? No, I come back through here, and this is what I call... No, I did turn around. It's like, this is what I call second class. And these are the brakemen. And then this is my favorite part of the whole train. I'm just like, dudes, yes. I play Star Citizen, so I like the 890 jump. I call it, like, there's things, right, digital works of art. And this is where I'm about to say, you know what, this is a digital work of art for me. It's beautiful. We can just stand here. So that's the big thing with this one, is it's like playing with your train set at home for $29.99, right? You couldn't touch an O-gauge system with these engines, for that kind of price. So if you're a railroad enthusiast, just the reward for the money spent, I'm going to get hundreds, if not thousands of hours of gameplay for $29.99. It's just like, unbelievable. And I'm not getting paid. I don't know these people. I celebrate their hard works as developers and programmers, and look at what they've done. They don't give anything away for free, so they've worked hard for this. And I'm really excited that I hope with this launch, it just launched, they get an infusion of capital, and they can really flesh out the game now with professionals. And let me know if I'm communicating with you guys, but that's what I'm really trying to do. Realism. So, on that note, so we have a guy who's him, and I'm going to leave him in the passenger car, and then we have a flying cam. I call this the flying jib, is a cameraman. And this could go around everywhere, but it doesn't have a light. All right, so we were going to feed the log mill all night long, but we don't have to do that, but we kind of do, because we're just starting our game. So let's see where we're at. This is how many logs are left. It's going to be a few hours. I think I'm consuming like 2.5 logs per hour. And the log mill is consuming... Well, it consumes 21, and it stores 63. So what happens when we jump to tier 5, it's going to unlock like more storage, like to 80. So we'll instantly have an infusion of like 30 more logs or so. And I think we're getting like $55 a log. So on my financial income... That's a day's income, right? That's how complex my days are. That's what we're looking at tomorrow. And the first thing I do, like this Whittier sawmill, is I get paid $4,000. And that goes up and down because of those infusions. So most of the time I make like $2,500 and $2,500, and then you unlock. So we're doing like $4,000. Anyway, we're doing okay on cash. And we got lots of engines. And anything you guys want to buy, I'm going to look to you and see how you want to flush out my empire. But we're doing good. So those are running, and we've got to go up. Let's guess that it's burning 2.5 logs an hour, and I've got about 3 there and about 1 there, so that's 4. So it's going to be about 2. So about midnight, we're going to run out of logs. And the freight arrives in the morning. Let's go look at what I did for the day. So behind us is the passenger service and the logging service. And over here, we've got more engines. I almost took a photo last night for you guys of 5 engines over here all together, but looks like they're all split up now. But for new bros, if you haven't seen this, like your number 2, this is they give you a free engine that's wrecked. And again, I hope that's not a spoiler. 1 is out here. These guys are doing switching duty. They're moving a lot of cars. Because I've learned that if you got a big boy out here, like who's over here? I think this is the mogul, the big mogul, Silk 5. And we'll hide him in there. We'll bring him out here in a bit. He's doing the freight up and down the main line. I'll bring him out for the new guy, for new guys. The way you drive a train is I clicked on it, you select it, these AI dudes over here under the orders, and if I say road forward 10, he's just going to go woo woo and chug it out. I'm going to have to read that chat again, but I want to get, and then I snap to this guy. And I am working on my camera work. But I'm probably my best camera work is going to be in the front, so let's stop. At the beginning of the stream, and then I get tired. So that's 5. That's the big mogul. And we want to say what? The difference between the engines are traction, effort, or like pulling power. And I think these are like, these are under 20. And I even think the Pacific is under 20, and then these guys are 25, and the Atlantic, which I should go jump up and show you because everybody loves I'm in love with the Atlantic now. It's a beautiful, engine. And so it's so fun for me as a video creator to get to use these resources they've given me to make videos with. It's like, isn't this fun? Okay, now I'm reading chat. Yeah, the switching board. You want to see it? Oh, how can we get there? We got to take our little dude, because he sits in the thing, and we're going to leave the comforts of the passenger train. And there's 2 ways. You can go to the map. So I showed you, and again, this is to share the information that there's locations, and we could go to what he's talking about is the Bryson Depot, and we can jump there if I click that. And you've seen that. So now I'm going to say, okay, here's another way. You go to the map, and if I hover over Bryson, which is here, and the Bryson Depot, if you didn't know, they look like envelopes, but these are the houses. And the depot's like, raw. Here, he wants to go up in. Okay, the what he's talking about is the signals. See the signals out back here? The red and green thing. They don't come in the game. That's $7,500 you're looking at there. And I spent it again. I did another $7,500. So I got the signals from Whittier to Bryson are installed, and I purchased the ones from Bryson to Alarka Junction. And there's the hill. Like if you didn't know, Bryson's a nice happy place. And you leave town, and it's just chugga, chugga, chugga. That's what the 30-mile-an-hour turn is. And chugga, chugga, and another 25. And a 25-mile-an-hour turn where we go completely around. Up in the mountains. Sorry, I should cover the mic. Up in the mountains. And then Hemingway. And I even think it's uphill from Hemingway to Alarka. It's just, I got stuck. So I was doing I had a day's worth of work. And I went to deliver my coal to the coal mine, and I got stuck on this hill with the coal and spent more than half a day. Lost half a day on this hill trying to get the coal. So, let me get a drink here. New company policy is we're not going to do 500 tons. We aren't no more than 500 tons up there. Because I had 1,000 tons on that hill, and it was ridiculous. So he wants to see me to go to Bryson. And you can zoom in if you want. Again, what I've learned is when you zoom out here and you hit Control-T for teleport is what we're going to do, you end up out in a field out here. And you're like, where's the railroad track? So I'm zooming in right here and hit Control-T and poof, magic. All right, so we can jump all around the map. And again, great for content creation. Now, he was saying the master control, if you will, CTC, is that a word? Continuous train control? Well, I don't even know what that means. I think it's like the dispatcher here is in control of the trains. They could be remote controlled for all he cares. But you sit up here, and here's the room he's talking about. Have you been to the Bryson station? I have, and I purchased. And I can sit here, I think. Look at that. Oh, Brooks, it's already installed? That's not true. I think there's still cars out there. Oh, well, we'll see. So let's see, chat. And do I know if the signals work? Yes, they do, but I don't like the way they work. They're very, very safe. And what I have learned is that the signals really only signal people between the yards. Like once you're in the switching yard, there's no signals at the depots. So there's just, as you leave the yard, you're under signal control, and when you enter a yard. And when I'm in the yards, I'm doing things that are causing the signals on either side to turn red and just shut engines down. And so it's not their fault, really. I think the signals really work the way they're supposed to. It's just I don't know what I'm doing, and the signals are interfering with my gameplay in the switching yards, which is a significant part of the gameplay, right? And do they work? Yeah. So let's find out. Let's go test this stuff. So we'll leave him in here, and I can, point out. I think that's the passenger car right there. See, you can cover the thing, and we're in HD. I'm assuming we look good and sound good. You'd think we could assume it, but my gear is not, really reliable. I'm gonna probably have to buy some new. I told you about the dirty game pot, some equipment, if this becomes a regular thing. But we're working tonight. And then over here in Ella, I've got. I guess there's a car on the siding there. And then Branson. Or no, that's Branson, Missouri. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to mess it up. Bryson. That's why if you hear me enunciating Bryson, I'm trying not to say Branson. And then this is the hill. Hemingway to Alarka Junction to Brooks is open. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. So then we're going to have, I wonder if there's signals to Alarka. But we'll find out. So back to work. There's number 2. We were looking at, this is the big mogul, 25,000 traction effort, and we got the Atlantic, 26,000, and then, yeah, we're all good, I think. I was going to show you the freight for the day typically looks something like this, and I did a real good job today. I got it all on one track. I'm kind of proud of myself. Well, that's what I'm hauling up and down the main line. We got coal coming. I got my first coal loads coming down from the coal mine, and I think those are just going to get bigger. These are like your first test loads. That's like 500 tons right there, just so you know. If you're going to try to haul this stuff, and I think that's about it. And for new players, those are called waybills, so you can go up and know where this car is going to be delivered. Do I zoom out to show you that? And when you hover it shows you where to deliver the cars highlighted. So that's part of the game. So that's what I wanted to do, show you where we're at, and then the problem I'm going to have, like the sawmill is consuming so many logs. I don't want it to eat into its supply. Like if it's going to run out at midnight and it's doing 2.5 logs an hour, in the 6 hours it takes to be in the morning, it's going to go through 15 logs, and that's like a whole train. So what I'll do is I'm going to try to do what I want, but make it fast for you guys at the same time. I don't think I'm going to run passenger service at night unless you guys want to. We could do that so you can see how you just open up the main line, and I set every station one at a time because I'm really using the main line now. And I'm trying to keep it set up and open for all the freight and passenger service running up and down it. And so I've moved all my passenger cars when they're not on the main line off to the sidings and everything else on that. So I'm going to fast forward time otherwise. I'm going to check chat and see if you guys want to do passenger service. Otherwise, I'm going to skip it because I've done it. It's work for me, right? This is like a job, feeding this thing. And the freight's done for the day, so the only thing we got to do is worry about the logs. So I'll show y'all how. If I call this up and go to settings. So you saw that this is the 19th day, and this is the report for the 18th day. But I ran 2,500 passengers, right? That's the first. I guess that's when I expanded the car. I bought equipment. I'm paying engineers and freight. So that's how it looks like. Freight's still the biggest part of my stuff. That's probably the logging mill. But so what, I made $10,000 a day? I'm doing pretty good, right? And then I purchased a milestone. So that's all good. Okay, we go to settings and advance an hour. So it's currently like 10:30. It'll be like 11:30. And this will be good for you to see. So boom. And did you see? So we're still not out of logs yet. Nothing else has really changed, right? The freight's done. The passenger's done. Yeah. I was always reading chat. The diesel. I'm a big diesel fan, right? Everybody loves the diesels. We play with the diesels in Derail Valley, right? The GP9s or whatever they're called. I should get that name right. Like you go over here, and we go to the GP9. I got it right. The EMDG. Very popular locomotive, like all across the industry. Everybody loves these things. They're just awesome. Like you say, fuel. They're modern. But I have not done any of the diesel yet. But good. It's good to hear. Yeah, there's just so much to do. That's what I can share. So, now it's 11:30, and we still have. Let's see how. And let me know if I should get in closer. I'm trying to fill the screen for you guys. Can turn those off if they're ugly. You get the idea. And what's that? A half a log left. But it's good because it's 11:30, and everybody watch closely, right? The hand is faster than your eye. And we're going to do it again. And over here, it's going to be a 24-hour at midnight. That's when everything changes. We're going to probably get paid for the logs for yesterday, and I've kept this thing fed nonstop. And we're going to get paid. Well, let's just do it. All the Tier 5 stuff is going to happen. So one more hour. And this is all you can see. But it's important to know about console is up here at, what do you call the upper left ampersand? But there's the console. And if you couldn't read it, this is what happened. We sent a payment. I wonder what I'm spending $92 for. But the sawmill paid us $3,200, it looks like, for 60 logs. And it's Tier 5. And here's everything went to Tier 5, Tier 4, Tier 3. We paid. I've got engineers in the sheds. There are repair sheds. You have to put shop workers in them for them to work. And yeah, they're 2 engineers. And that's about it. Okay, so it's now midnight. And this train car, which has 8 cars, I'm again proud of myself that this turned out really well. I wish I had a light, but I don't. I'm going to run him up, and we're going to bring the logs down, and I think there'll be enough logs to get us through to the morning. Does that sound like a plan? So I come over here, click on 3. I use AI drivers. He's going to go forward down the road, and I'll show you 10. For my video making, 10 is working better. I was using 15. Now he's got lights. I don't have any lights. And once I have control of him, I like to do this stuff for you guys. Let's see, that's too low. Something like that. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff going on. But I mean, this is 2024. And I imagine that everything you see is just going to get better. So some of my spiel on this channel is going to be, I think this is the golden age of PC gaming. And I'm enjoying the hell out of myself. I build my own PC, right? I'm a PC gamer. I play Star Citizen, so I build a computer to play Star Citizen, if that makes any sense. And then I use it to play all these other games, which they do a pretty good job of. Okay, I can hop on the train, like front. Wrong train. Oops, there's a train going down the track. Out of control. But AI will stop at other trains and stuff. See how he did it. So, get control of him again. Here's some orders. Like, yard mode is going up and down the road, and he'll stop because he doesn't see a train. Or he sees a train, and he'll stop. But that's not good when you're doing switching, and you want to connect to him and stuff. So, you can go yard here. But I think he's going to be enough. What did I tell him? 10? I could tell him 15. And if you want to see 3 over here, here's the controls for the train. So I'm going to go car select, and now there's the train. And there's this really neat thing here. You get to learn about the brakes. They just engaged the brakes. But he didn't go far enough, right? The logs are up there, if you didn't know. I need to get him past the switch here, which is like right here. And I'm trying to get down here like I am the brakeman at his level. And since he didn't go far enough, then I go to yard mode, forward, 10. And I don't want him to hook up to the next train, but I mean, who's he going to hit? And I try to stay down here, but it actually I think looks better here. Oh, I was topping off all the engines, so keeping them full of fuel and water is the thing. We're using vast amounts of water, which, of course, like you guys that know Steam, okay, we don't want him to hook up. I was going to move him, but you got to be on your toes. Okay, stop. I think that'll do it. And we'll see if I hit stop. Now see how long it takes? Dude, is that cool? How lucky am I? It didn't, but it could have. Okay, right on down here. I gotta check chat every now and then. Okay, looking good. Okay, everybody happy? What time is it? We're like not even a half an hour in. Everything's looking good. But otherwise, we could use some light, like daylight. And I'm going to try to fix that real quick. So now he's going to go down the road backwards at 25. So I know, like when you start, you won't know these roads, but you memorize the tracks. I could say it's like having a big train set, like you have at home that you get to play with. And the first time I derailed, engine 1 and 2, I think, was up here on 25-mile-an-hour curves up here that are not marked 25 miles an hour, by the way, for you new players. So it's like almost intentional that the developers kind of, I can see where they might want to build a place where you derail, so you have to learn to repair the engines, and that tests their gameplay mechanics. Okay, so he's off on a mission to take 8 cars to L2, I believe. That's where he's going, which L is logging. So there's logging 1. Actually, logging's not there. Logging's over here. There's logging 1, 2, and 3. And then there's pulp and wood mills, loading of materials. These are like sidings here and here and here also. So he's going to L2 over here, which L1, so that's 8. L2 will hold 8 cars. L1 only holds 5 cars. And I can jump to L1. And I'll show you, I can do this. Location, Conley Creek, L1. And boom, here we are. This is what its siding looks like with 5 cars that are full. It just sits here and they slowly fill on the sidings. And then so we're going to drop off the empties up at L2 and then come down here to L1 and hook onto this guy and bring him down to the log. And I think, 15 logs will get us 6 hours, will get us through till morning. Sound good? Excellent. And I can jump to the train. And I like the engine lighting it. And then so I hit 0 to jump to the train, and then hit 9. And I like to watch the light, like over here when you're going around the corner. Oh, dude, I went the wrong way. Reverse. This is not logging. This is freight and passenger service. I could go back this way, but that would turn the train around. I kind of like the way the train's going. So I just told it to reverse its direction, and it's doing this all for me. I'll stop. Try to get some footage of this for you. Again, this is where I could use a light, but we'll see at night. We'll call this moonlight. The steam I like the particle effects. I've seen worse. It's not too cotton bally. I like the skeleton cars. You can paint them. I painted them yellow. The trucks, like, have we talked about those yet? The wheels are turning. The brakes work. I swear you see the entire braking system, cylinders expanding from the air pressure. Nice. Okay. I'll slow it down to like 10 because I've learned dealing with heavy freight. It's like you get it all moving and you got to just turn around and stop and move it the other direction. So that's why I don't do 15 as much as I do 10. And boy, see how it hit the brakes, the train air brakes, and it dropped all the way to 3 and 4. So you give AI any kind of command, and the penalty is kind of like you dump your air brakes, which, may kind of make sense. So as soon as he gets through the switch, I hit reverse, and then I do the switch. And now that's going to send him up, and everything should be set automatically. Do you guys want to ride up there? Because what else is there to do? I don't think I've got anything to show you while... Normally I don't watch the lumber, but I'll let... This is the 10-wheeler, the Pacific 10-wheeler, fill the screen and take you on this journey, like, up here. And if anybody wants to go to the bathroom or get a coffee or a beverage or something, I'm going to relax for a minute. Wow, 40 minutes in. So time seems to be going slow from that, which is good. Like, because the other nights, it went real fast. And what do you guys think about the HG and like the streams you've seen? And I think it's looking really good and going pretty well. I think any problem? I'm amazed it works, right? I'd consider it lucky if I can actually get a stream on the air without technical problems. But I like this kind of stuff. It's just like, good job, guys. I mean, and again, I can see the graphics and everything improving, but the core of the game, right? The mechanics of like controlling the trains and the AI, I think they got something good going on here. So he's doing 10. I know he can do 25. That's the corners I derailed on. We'll go take a look at them, so let me know when you've seen enough of the Pacific 10-wheeler. It is a 4.62 42 small wheels, box valves. That's kind of cool. I like that. And it carries like 4,200 gallons and 6 tons of coal or something like that. Maybe I think it's 35 because I just filled them all up because he just sits here and does this all day. Anything else about the engine? Because I'm going to jump to the end of the train. Get close to the valves, but again, if you had light, you can see this is all the cool, neat, juicy stuff I like. Okay, cruising, so I'm going to jump down here. I like to ride something like this. And I don't have a light, but the engine behind me does, so it's neat for me at night to... I'm glad you guys get to see this, to see the light lighting me up from behind. Yeah, absolutely right. The good base, and just game development is a thing today. Again, I can say you got developers and graphics artists and audio engineers, and they're all kind of specialties, producers. That it takes some skills, right, to pull this all together, right? A lot of people try to build a game, but to actually get it done, and on Steam where people can play it, it's like a whole nother thing. So yeah, they got it so people can play it. So yay, good for them. That's a good chunk of it. Then where they go from here, right? Because if you've been in the gaming as long as I have, you've seen companies fail, at this point. Games that didn't make it. And I won't name names. I can't think of any. Now, why are we slowing down? We're doing 18. Because he knows it's a 25-mile-an-hour curve, and I don't. Like down here, he knows it's 20. But I don't see any postings of 20-mile-an-hour curves. So I guess we're supposed to just know that these logging sightings, could have problems. Did I mention this is full gauge? So that's a big difference. In Railroads Online is like narrow gauge, I think, and then these couplers are like totally cool up here. Then some of the other railroad games we use pins and links. If you haven't had that fun, Moonlight Ride. So money, how much money did we end up since the day changed? I've got 17,000 in anything you guys want to get. Like we could shop around, but I've got pretty much everything I need now. The Pacific for like 18,000. The big Pacific is the next thing on my list. And on that hill, I had two 25,000 traction effort trains that I tied together to make 50,000, which I think the Pacific can do like 45. And they had trouble pulling it up. So the big Pacific is even going to have trouble. And I saw the 8-wheelers. So I'm getting like the 6 drive wheels first, but I'm looking at the 8 drive wheel ones now, and they're looking pretty cool. Like they can pull stuff well. So I think here we go right by, and it's still 20. It lies. Sometimes you just go click, and re-give the command. And now we're doing 25. I could do 35 up here, but if you haven't seen the road, so like train talk stuff I like that I hear people talk about is the bedding, the, what do you want to call, I always forget it, the ballast, right? The gravel and the beams and the rails are a thing. Like nice straight rails, spline curve rails, right? There was a time when we didn't have spline curves in Railroad Online, so it's just beautiful. And they slightly round the ballast here, which I kind of like. Looking from here, they're getting there. But yeah, like you said, I look over at chat and I see outstanding base. Correct. That's what I think anyway. But everybody's got their opinions. And we could be wrong. But good for them to get here. And the price, was reasonable, I thought, for what they've done and what you get. And if for an early access, it's actually much more playable than a lot of the early access. And I don't know the developers very well. I did watch one video on Signals that they put out. Anybody know if there's a wiki yet? That would be helpful. I don't think there's a wiki. So a lot of some of my frustration is I gotta figure stuff out. Like when you buy the Signals, you don't know what you're gonna get. If you don't know trains and signals, it's like a surprise. You don't get any depot signals. Wah wah. God, not even an hour yet. Cool. So that's why I figured. So the first hour of the stream is kind of like a review of the previous day, and then I thought if I can get into the meat of it within an hour, here shortly, that would be some good content tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a long, 3 or 4 hours in the daylight. And yeah, guys, let me know how the time's working out. Are there other days that would work better for you? So why am I thinking Sunday, Wednesday? Because I tried streaming on the weekend, like Fridays and Saturdays, and it seemed like people had lives and nobody was watching, and I didn't need good numbers or anything. So my theory is that like on Sundays and Wednesdays, you guys might be home, often on an off night, more likely to watch my stream. And I'm going to call this my community. So like this channel has Silk One. You guys are part of the Silk One community. And, when do we get together? Because I play lots of games, right? That's my plan. So I'm going to plan to stream all year, like on Sundays and Wednesdays. And if there's 50 weeks in a year, that's 100 streams. And do I have enough content to fill? I think I do. Like, do you know how much content it takes to fill a channel? I'm going to try. So we can play this as long as you guys want, but then we can move on to something else. So I'll drop in updates on Star Citizen and Space Engineers. And what else am I playing now? There's lots. I got a lot of new games. You guys all saw the Steam sale that ends on July 4th. So you have one more day. And I bought things like Motorcycle Mechanic Simulator for $1. I like that kind of stuff. All right. This is where you fill your logs. And if I turn on the waybills, look at that. How far? He's pushing him uphill. He's like, And the speed over here is like half a mile an hour. Quarter mile. He's trying. It's like, give it up, dude. Come on down here and see where the ending is. And I am jerking the camera around. I shouldn't do this. This is more like when I play by myself. So I'm actually trying to do a better job. So I see he's in the siding. And what is it oh, is he trying again? He did it twice. Dude. I'm glad you guys are all seeing this. Right? That's AI at work. And AI will probably improve, right? That's the hot new topic. Hey, what are you doing? Backwards. See, I think he's rolling downhill. He's got the brakes on. Do I have to set the brakes for him? But yeah, it's good you guys see all this. And the developers, see, backing uphill, he might be having problems. He's trying. Actually, he's not. He's actually doing pretty well. Making choice. So I'm watching the algorithm that's driving the train make choices. Come on, push it. Okay, he's at the end. There he is. That's the stop. And lock him down. And I found this guy with one brake on, rolled down the hill when it filled up with logs. I guess it got heavier, and he ended up out here in the corner. So I've learned I go back here and I put on 2 hand brakes. And this is this weird camera. Did you see there's like if you see me jerking around, there's an XYZ point out here. I'm trying to get on what I'm trying to zoom in on. I'm trying to get better at it. So I already set the brakes. Oh, and we don't want that one. Duh. Doing something stupid, pardon me. It'd be nice to disconnect from the engines, right? And why? He looks like he's still shoving, so I'm going to put him at 0. I guess I never told him to stop. And 2 of these. I think we're done. Now we send him down to L1. So I'll get rid of those. He's selected. Road forward 25 again. And get in. I'll try to fill the screen with him. Oops. Sorry, I was reading chat. There went the camera work. Bye-bye. Then I can jump on him, so 9's at the tail. And I'm trying to make that a smoother transition. There are some audio pops and stuff when you change cameras, and so I hope the developers see that, get on it. It'd be nice. I guess I was the only complaint, and I thought about, am I going to say this or not, for the audio engineer, if they even have an audio engineer, right? If gaming development is like streaming and like you're doing everything yourself as a game developer, you're an audio engineer, they're getting pops when you go between cameras, and I just have some professional audio speakers, and those pops can damage my speakers. So please, audio engineer, don't damage my speakers. And I hope they don't damage yours. I don't know that the transients will make it through the compression, and by the time it gets to you, I hope it doesn't damage your stuff. But that would be that's a foobar, right? or a fuck up. Don't do that. But it's, again, with the release, it's hard to get everything right.